Aloha, alafia, and welcome everybody to the Mabon reading. Blessings, blessings, blessed Mabon to you and to your family. It is harvest season. It is the autumn equinox in the Northern Hemisphere. And I am super excited about this extra reading for this month. So I do have an all signs reading for Mabon, which occurs when the sun enters Libra, our beautiful Libra. I am a Libra moon, so happy birthday to all the Libras out there. And that is going to happen 9/22, so September 22nd at 9:21 a.m. Hawaii Standard Time. So the first reading that we have today it was actually very interesting how everything came out. It is an all signs reading. However, we do have two very clear and directed paths that Spirit wanted to bring forth. And then after this, I will be doing every sign reading. So each sign will get their own reading where I'll be doing quick polls of 3 different questions to help guide you along this harvest season. Before we get started on the reading, I did just want to take a second to talk about the energies of Libra season and what Mabon is. For those of you that have heard of the autumn equinox, but maybe have not heard about what Mabon is, I wanted to just take a moment to provide some of that clarity. So first of all, sun enters Libra. Libra is a beautiful masculine air sign. It is a cardinal sign, just as all signs that usher in a new energy. So Libra ushers in the autumn equinox, etc. and so forth. So you'll have Capricorn is another cardinal sign. They usher in these new beginnings, these change of seasons. Libra is attuned with the energy of Venus, that is its ruling planet. And that means that it is also ruled by Oshun as well. So Libra is all about balance. It is all about who we are in harmony with and how we share our energy with others. It's a peacemaker, it's partnerships, it's harmony, it's love, it's beauty. It is a lot about equilibrium. Equilibrium is absolutely part of the equation for September. If you haven't seen my new moon and full moon readings, I highly encourage you to go back in through the playlist, look at those readings, as well as follow me on Instagram where you'll see that equation for September. Libra really sinks in that need for equilibrium. The reason why is because the autumn equinox is when the night and day are in perfect balance. They are the same length. They are in harmonious equilibrium. So this is that energy that helps us ground into what is needed. I actually have here on the mat today a beautiful harvest from our very first avocado tree harvest. So this is the first harvest of the season. So that energy is here to assist. And really this energy of Mabon is how do you maintain that equilibrium when things aren't happening? The world is about ready to slow down. It is waning. And that is waning us towards a darker period of, introspection, a period of regeneration where the rebirth cycle, that death and that rebirth cycle is starting to happen again. So how do you balance and maintain the equilibrium from all of the action that maybe you've had during the summer and the spring, reap your harvest and bring that forth into this next season? Mabon is a pagan holiday. It is part of the Wiccan Sabbats. If you do practice or follow those, again, blessed Mabons to you. Mabon is actually in Welsh mythology, is the child of light and the son of the earth mother goddess, Modron. So its energy is all about celebration. This is a highly celebratory time. We have done the work. We have planted our seeds, and it is time to reap our harvest. This is also a big moment of letting go of completion. And what it truly is all about is transition. So celebrating our wins, which actually comes out in the reading pretty clearly, celebrating our harvest, seeing where we're at, taking stock and being honest of what we have in order to get us through these winter months, this cold darkness that ends up taking over, and then letting go of what we don't need, and then coming to completion, and then transitioning into the next stage. So that is where we are at with Mabon. Let's get into the reading. Okay, so the reading today was very, very interesting. I had 3 questions and a gratitude card planned, and as always, guided by spirit, there were 2 very distinct energies that ended up coming through. One, the energy of the Hermit, the other, the energy of the Emperor. This reading is designed for all signs, so as a collective. But there are 2 very clear different paths with 2 journeys that were coming through here, and how those journeys look as we progress through these energies, and then a single guidance card at the end. So we'll take a look at the first journey of the Hermit. So the question asked was, what has been achieved during the summertime? And the Hermit was this first energy line that came through. So the Hermit is a lot about solidarity. It's about peace. It's about the inner work, that inner introspection. It is really aligned with kind of the latter part of the year energies, right? It's a lot of soul searching, a lot of being comfortable with being alone, a lot of self-care, a lot of connection with spirit. So for this particular energy group, what could have been achieved during the summertime was a connection with self, this deep connection with who you are. You know where you're going now. You've connected with source. You found this solitude. You found this peace. Maybe you found a spiritual mentor. Maybe you have completed some sort of spiritual program, or you're going to continue that spiritual program. Maybe you just went through yoga teachers training. Maybe you have done just some soul searching, moved to another country, did something completely different. Whatever that is like for you, however that showed up for you, this is that energy. So if that is resonating for you, then these next couple of cards is how you're going to be moving through this process. So the next card that came up for the Hermit energy was the 8 of Cups reversed. And the question that came around this was, what resources need to be gathered in preparation for winter? So in that Hermit energy, what the 8 of Cups reverse really talks about is avoidance, escapism, fears blocking the momentum that you now need to take forward. There is darkness that is going to be coming, right? That is part of the autumn equinox, where night starts to overtake day, an essential part of our rebirthing process. So how do you navigate and shift through the night? How do you go into the dark and know that you have all of the resources capable to you in order to navigate that time frame? If this is a new journey for you, if these, that spiritual program, the spiritual mentor, the soul searching, if this Hermit energy is new for you or showed up in a new way for you during this past summer season, it can be really daunting to have all of the lights all of a sudden dim and actually end up having to practice and put into practical application all of the tools that you've learned over this summer season. But there is purpose in that. you have to know that you can do it. You have to know that you can let go of this bowl and allow it to float away from you and walk out of, I'll turn this right side up so you can see it, and walk out of this swampy muck, walk out of this hermit energy and be able to navigate in the dark towards the light. That is what type of resources you need. So know not to be stuck. Know that it is in choosing yourself. You have the tools. Choose yourself. As things get dark, you have the ability to navigate. You have the intuition. You have that connection. You have the mentors or the practices there to support you. And those are those resources that you're going to want to start building. So if, let's say, you were working with a mentor, for example, and the mentor has told you like, hey, you should really start up some sort of divination process, whether that's tarot, that could be, there is so many different divination styles, whether that's candle looking, runes, so many different ways. Now is the time for you to gather that and actually physically grab something that's a resource for you as you head into the next 3 months, as you head into winter time. And then in that hermit energy, the last card was more about, where does this take you? You've been in this hermit energy, you are learning to, navigate through the dark. Where does all of that take you in the end? And the two cards that came up were the Page of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups. And this is really, really beautiful. Through doing all of that work, you have new opportunities, prosperity, all of the things that you want are going to be coming into reality. The Pentacles is earth energy, so it is coming into reality. Yes, this is the time of harvest, but this can also be a time of planting seeds. Don't forget, the other half of the world is going through the spring equinox, the time of planting. So there's no right or wrong way to where these energies are guiding you. If this is resonating for you, you have new opportunities coming in. You can seize on those opportunities over the next 3 months as we head into winter. And more opportunities, this beautiful energy of the Ace of Cups, our emotions. This is new connections. So if you're looking at connections in a business venture that you're looking for, connections, maybe you haven't found that mentor yet, maybe you haven't found that spiritual program yet, this could all be coming in for you, as well as new love. This is a beautiful card of new romance, new relationships coming in. That can be all kinds of relationships, but definitely if you are working on manifesting new love, that could be here for you. This is truly the card about hope. You have a vibrant new beginning coming. Don't get stuck. Don't get stuck in this energy of the Eight of Cups reversed, where you don't know what to do. You don't know how to navigate this. You don't know what the right answer is. You do. It's self. So that is the Hermit energy. If that resonated with you, amazing. The next energy that came out for all signs for Mabon was the Emperor. Love me some Emperor. This is all of the abundance. This is strength, clarity, power. This is the divine masculine connection. So for those of us that have and are processing during the summertime, have really been in this mode of power, action, ambition. So you've had an ambition, it met with action, and you've seen success. You've seen this evolution go through. If this is the energy over summertime that you've been in, awesome. You are about to reap your harvest. Period. Dot. This is that energy. And with that signature, the card that came up about what needs to be released for you during this next 3 months came out as the Page of Cups. So this card is a lot about being naive. The page is a very youthful energy. And again, it's a cup, so it's an emotion. This is, you're not exactly a knight yet. You're still scribing. You're still saddling the horses. You're still bringing the swords to the knight. You haven't really graduated yet into that knightly, into that kingly area. So what needs to be released truly is all of the good that you've created. So the one thing I love about this card, if you can see, is this is the card of when pigs fly. And it literally says that in the book, which I think is genius. The pigs have flown. Pigs are gone. It is on to the next pig. You have to be able to release, and you have to be able to cultivate, right? When you think about farming practices, which really is what the harvest is all about, right? You don't leave the corn on the stalk and just let it sit there. It's going to rot. You have to cultivate. You have to bring that in. You have to reap all of the benefits of that. And then you have to process it. Otherwise, it's going to go bad. It's going to go rotten on the stalk. It's going to go rotten in the processing plant. It's not going to be able to be used as you move forward through wintertime, and it won't be able to be a resource for you. So you have to be able to let whatever you accomplished, let it go now. It's done. You've done it. And that can be really scary for some people. You spent all this time and this energy in this space of creation. Now it's time to take a step back and just allow that to be okay. To know that, hey, I'm going to be on to something bigger and badder in just a moment. So let's go ahead and enjoy this where it's at. It can be a lot about becoming a child again as well. So the Emperor does have that fire energy attached to it. It can be about just connecting back to your imagination, connecting back to what started you down this path in the first place, which was a creative idea. And going back to that, because as we look forward into the future, 2 cards came out, 7 of Cups reversed and the 9 of Wands. So the 7 of Cups reversed came out second, but I'm actually putting it before the 9 of Cups as a word of caution. With this 7 of Cups reversed, this really talks about being blocked by indecision, being overwhelmed, being in a fear state, being in a closed mindset. And that truly is and can be one of the shadow aspects of the Emperor. It can be one of the ways where being naive shows through. So if you are resonating with this Emperor energy, make sure you're doing what you need to do to let things go, because one of the things that can come out of that is now being stuck. We don't want to be stuck. We don't want to lose that momentum. We want to continue to ebb and flow with the energies. We don't want to go all the way up to crash all the way down. We just ride the wave. That's what we're really looking for. Because you do have the 9 of Wands here. So if you're able to let that go, if you're able to start cultivating a new energy, cultivating more as the Emperor in a new light, in a new manner, you have all of the determination, all of the motivation, all of the excitement is here for you to continue that process, to celebrate your wins during this harvest. As a word of caution here, there's a little bit of defiance that comes with the 9 of Wands. So watch that. Again, that can be shadow energy of the Emperor, right? You've got this naiveness here. You could have defiance. You could be blocked by indecision. So really continue to cultivate that divine masculine energy and utilize that start to bring in some more of those feminine aspects that help to complement the masculine, that creativity, that nurturing of a new idea, that birthing of a new process as we head in through this next season up until winter time. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at our guidance card for all signs. Is a Burst of Magic number 48. So all decks used today will be in the description box below. And a Burst of Magic is coming from the Oracle of the Seven Energies. So key concepts: an epiphany, a sudden higher knowing, a sense that everything has a purpose, your purpose as a gift bestowed upon you, cultivating conscious contact with higher power, coming to know what calls to you and lights you up. Be mindful today. When information pops up out of the blue, pay attention. The action you need to take will become obvious as you integrate magical wisdom. Regardless of the subject of your inquiry, you will be transformed. Only good will come of this. That has been the All Sign Mabon reading for today. Thank you so much for joining me. Make sure to like and subscribe and share if you found value in this. Again, I will be doing singular readings for every single zodiac sign for Mabon. So make sure to subscribe, because that is the way that you'll see when those videos are uploaded, so you can catch yours. They will be for your sun, moon, and rising sign. So if you do know those three aspects for yourself, you can watch each three of those. You may garner some messages from them. Again, all decks, and links to the decks will be found below in the description box, as well as ways to book with me for a private reading. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for sharing your energy. Aho, Ashe, and Namaste. This is the reading for Mabon, the start of Libra season. Holla!